This tiny 20p coin could make you a millionaire overnight. Hidden in plain sight, some rare UK 20p coins from specific years, especially those with minting errors, are now worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands in collectors' markets. In this video, we uncover the most valuable and expensive 20p coins ever minted, what makes them so rare, how to spot them, and how you might already have one sitting in your pocket change. This tiny 20p coin could make you a millionaire overnight. Hidden in plain sight, some rare UK 20p coins from specific years, especially those with minting errors, are now worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands in collectors' markets. Here is a full 10-minute detailed and informative paragraph form breakdown of the 2001 Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 20p coin, suitable for educational content, narration, or a deep dive YouTube video. The 2001 Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 20p coin is a significant representative of early 21st century British coinage, an era marked by both royal continuity and national evolution. Part of the United Kingdom's decimal system, this coin is among the many circulating denominations that reflect the enduring legacy of Queen Elizabeth II and the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint. The obverse features the third definitive portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by renowned British sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait, introduced in 1998 and used until 2015, was a marked departure from earlier idealized effigies. Rank Broadley aimed for realism, choosing to depict the Queen as she actually appeared in her later years, complete with signs of age and experience, a conscious effort to humanize the monarch while maintaining regal dignity. In this portrait, the Queen is shown wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a royal heirloom and one of her most recognizable accessories. Surrounding her effigy is the inscription, Elizabeth II de Greg Fad 2001. This traditional Latin phrase stands for Elizabeth II, de Gratia Regina, Fide Defensor, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription links the coin not only to the monarchy, but to a lineage of sovereign authority stretching back centuries. Turning to the reverse, the coin maintains the same design introduced when the 20p denomination was first minted in 1982. Designed by William Gardner, the reverse features a highly detailed image of the crowned Tudor rose, which powerfully symbolizes the unification of the warring houses of Lancaster and York during the 15th century. The Tudor rose, half red, half white, is a politically and historically charged image, deeply rooted in British history and commonly associated with monarchy, peace, and national identity. The rose sits in the center of the coin, with the inscription 20p curving across the top and the number 20 displayed below. This design remains unchanged through the early 2000s, and continues to be praised for its simplicity, elegance, and symbolic depth. The coin itself has a distinctive equilateral curve heptagon shape, with 7 sides and smooth, curved edges. This unusual design makes the coin easily identifiable both by sight and touch. It measures 21.4 mm in diameter, weighs 5.0 grams, and is made of cupro-nickel, an alloy of 84% copper and 16% nickel. The coin's thickness is approximately 1.7 mm, and it features a reeded, milled edge. Like other coins from this period, the AE 2001 20p was struck at the Royal Mint in Lantrasant, Wales, which is responsible for the production of all official UK coinage. While precise mintage numbers for individual years of 20p coins are not always made publicly available, it is estimated that tens of millions of these coins were minted in 2001 for circulation, making it a common and widely available coin in everyday UK use. From a collector's perspective, the 2001 20p coin is a circulating standard issue with no widely reported errors or anomalies, making it relatively ordinary in terms of scarcity. However, condition is always key in numismatics. While a circulated coin typically retains a face value of 20p, examples in brilliant uncirculated BU condition, especially those preserved in original Royal Mint collector sets, can be valued between $1 and $3 depending on quality and market interest. Proof versions of the coin, which were only included in high-end collector sets, are struck to a much higher standard and can fetch $5 or more, especially if accompanied by certificates and kept in pristine condition. Coins that are professionally graded by services like NGC or PCGS, particularly those rated MS65 or above, may command higher prices from specialist collectors, though this is more typical for those building high-grade sets of Queen Elizabeth II's decimal coinage. While the 2001 issue is not associated with famous errors such as the 2008 undated 20p mule, it is always worth checking circulated coins for less dramatic errors, such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, or rotation misalignments. These can add intrigue and modest value, especially if certified and well-preserved. Collectors who enjoy the challenge of identifying such anomalies often examine coins from all years, including 2001, for hidden treasures. In terms of historical context, the year 2001 was a turning point globally, and while this didn't directly affect British coin designs, the coin itself circulated during a time of significant cultural and political developments. It was the year of the 9/11 attacks in the United States, which had a global impact on security, foreign policy, and international relations. In the UK, Prime Minister Tony Blair was re-elected for a second term, and discussions around devolution, the euro, and Britain's place in the EU were hot political topics. Economically, the UK was still adjusting to digital banking and the rapid rise of card payments, but cash remained dominant, making coins like the 2001 20p a daily staple of British life. Symbolically, the 2001 coin also belongs to the period of Queen Elizabeth II's mature reign, where stability and tradition were emphasized. Although no special commemorative design was issued for the 20p in this year, the coin still serves as a time capsule, reflecting the cultural and political climate of Britain at the dawn of the new millennium. It also fits into a broader numismatic narrative, especially for those collecting year-by-year date runs, decimal coinage, or coins featuring the rank broadly effigy. This third portrait is especially popular among collectors who appreciate its realistic, unembellished approach to royal representation. In conclusion, the 2001 Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 20 pence coin may appear common on the surface, but it encapsulates a crucial chapter in Britain's coinage and royal history. It showcases refined artistic choices, continued minting excellence by the Royal Mint, and serves as a functional yet elegant example of modern decimal coinage. Here's a long-form detailed breakdown suitable for a 10-minute script in paragraph format about the 1999 Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 20 pence coin, a UK decimal coin rich in numismatic interest. The 1999 Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 20 pence coin is a fascinating specimen in British coinage, both for its historical context and its place within modern decimal circulation. To fully appreciate the significance of this coin, it's essential to understand its design features, minting details, historical background, and its value to collectors today. The coin's obverse features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Ian Rank Broadley, introduced in 1998. This third major effigy of the Queen used on decimal coinage replaced the Raphael Makhlouf design and aimed for a more realistic representation. In this design, the Queen wears the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a jewelry piece with its own deep royal history. Around her profile are the inscriptions Elizabeth II de Gregvt 1999, which stand for Elizabeth II de Gratia Regina, Fide Defensor, Latin for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The reverse design was created by William Gardner and was first introduced in 1982 when the 20 pence denomination was launched. It features a crowned Tudor rose, which elegantly symbolizes the unification of England's House of York and House of Lancaster. The denomination 20 pence is inscribed above the rose, forming a curved arc that harmonizes with the coin's shape. This makes the reverse both symbolic and visually balanced. The 20p coin was the first seven-sided coin in the UK when it was introduced following the success of the 50p, and its heptagonal design, technically an equilateral curve heptagon, makes it easily distinguishable by touch. Minted in cupro nickel, the 1999 20p has a weight of 5 grams, a diameter of 21.4 meters, and a thickness of approximately 1.7 meters. It was struck by the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, South Wales, and produced in large numbers for general circulation, though no exact mintage figure is typically broken down by year for this denomination. What makes the 1999 issue noteworthy is that it belongs to the early years of the rank broadly effigy, which some collectors consider a period of interest due to the transition between monarch portraits. In terms of rarity, The standard 1999 20p coin is not considered rare and is generally still found in circulation today. However, its collectability increases if the coin is in uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated BU condition. Collectors who assemble date runs of British coinage seek these coins in high grades, and examples that are graded by professional services such as NGC or PCGS can fetch a premium, especially in mint state 65 and above. The coin can also be found in Royal Mint Year sets, which were produced for collectors and featured pristine, uncirculated strikes of that year's coinage. While the 1999 20p doesn't have any major known errors, collectors are always on the lookout for striking anomalies such as off-center strikes, die clashes, or double dies. Any such error, especially on a coin of this vintage, could significantly raise its value. A 20p coin from a different year, the 2008 undated mule error, where the obverse of a new design was mistakenly paired with the older reverse, remains one of the most famous British error coins, and sometimes causes confusion among casual collectors. However, the 1999 issue is not part of that error group and should not be mistaken for it. From a historical point of view, the late 1990s was a time of both political and cultural change in the UK. Tony Blair's government was in its early years, and discussions about devolution were underway in Scotland and Wales. While these socio-political changes didn't directly impact coin design, they form part of the broader environment in which this coin circulated. The coin was part of everyday life for Britons at the dawn of the millennium, used for everything from vending machines to bus fares, and remains an evocative piece of currency for those who lived through that time. In today's numismatic market, a circulated 1999 20p coin is typically worth face value, though sharp examples in uncirculated condition can sell for between $1 and $3 depending on quality and demand. Coins still sealed in Royal Mint packs or sets can fetch slightly more. Graded versions in top condition might reach $10 or more, especially if slabbed by a recognized grading company. The coin has more sentimental than financial value for many collectors, especially those who seek to complete full sets of Queen Elizabeth II coins, or those focusing on portrait-era collections. To sum up, the 1999 Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 20p coin may seem like a common piece of change, but it represents a moment in British numismatic and royal history. As part of the decimal series, it carries the legacy of Britain's transition from pre-decimal currency. Its design is a product of skilled artistry and royal symbolism, and for collectors, especially those dedicated to the Queen Elizabeth II era, it holds enduring appeal. Whether found in pocket change or in a protective case, this coin remains a small yet significant part of the UK's rich coinage story. Would you like this formatted for a YouTube voiceover script or expanded further with collector case studies or market analysis? Here is a full 10-minute, detailed and informative paragraph-style script about the 2002 Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 20p coin, ideal for narration, educational content, or YouTube video format. The 2002 Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 20p coin is a key representative of the United Kingdom's decimal currency system in the early 21st century, and part of a long-standing coinage series that reflects Britain's rich heritage, royal symbolism, and consistent monetary design. This 20p coin, struck by the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales, features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998, Rank Broadley's effigy was praised for its realism and maturity. It portrayed the Queen as she was in her later reign rather than using an idealized image. In this portrait, the Queen wears the famous Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, an iconic piece of royal jewelry that has appeared across many coin designs and postage stamps. Surrounding the portrait are the Latin inscriptions, Elizabeth, 2 de Greg FD 2002, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God Queen, Defender of the Faith. This wording preserves a tradition dating back to Henry VIII's reign, and has been used for centuries to affirm the monarch's sovereignty and religious title as head of the Church of England. On the reverse, the 2002 20p retains the classic design created by William Gardner, first seen in 1982 when the 20p denomination was introduced. This design features a crowned Tudor rose, a bold and elegant symbol that represents the union of the White Rose of York and the Red Rose of Lancaster following the Wars of the Roses. a meaningful choice that reflects national unity and British identity. The inscription 20 pence appears in a semicircle above the rose, with the number 20 placed just below it. The coin's shape is especially distinctive, an equilateral curve heptagon, or seven-sided design. This is more than a design choice, it is practical. The heptagon allows users to easily distinguish the coin by touch and ensures it rolls smoothly in vending machines, making it one of the most functional and recognizable coins in UK currency. Struck in cupro nickel, the coin contains 84% copper and 16% nickel. It weighs 5.0 grams, has a diameter of 21.4 meters, and a thickness of 1.7 millimeter. These specifications have remained consistent throughout the coin's history. The 2002 20 pence coin was produced for general circulation, and while exact mintage figures are not always precisely published by the Royal Mint for this denomination, it is understood that tens of millions were minted, making this coin common in everyday circulation. Although not rare, its condition plays a large role in its value to collectors. A typical circulated 2002 20p coin is worth face value, but uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated BU examples can be worth $1 to $3, particularly if still housed in their original Royal Mint packaging. A proof strike, released in collector sets, can be valued higher, especially when perfectly preserved. There are no well-documented or famous minting errors for the 2002 20p coin, but that doesn't mean it's devoid of interest to error collectors. As with all circulating coins, it's possible to find occasional factory mistakes, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, cuds, or planche flaws, and these can sometimes add value, especially if the error is dramatic and the coin is in good condition. While not part of the famous 2008 undated mule error issue, the 2002 coin is often examined closely by collectors just in case unusual varieties are discovered. Thus, it remains an accessible entry point into the fascinating world of British coin errors. Culturally and historically, the year 2002 was an important one for the British monarchy. It marked Queen Elizabeth II's Golden Jubilee, celebrating 50 years on the throne since her accession in 1952. Although the standard 20p coin design did not change to commemorate this milestone, other commemorative coins, such as special editions of the $5 and $2 coins, were released to mark the occasion. Nonetheless, the 2002 20p coin holds symbolic historical value by being part of circulation during such a significant royal celebration. It reflects the Queen's long reign and the stability of the British currency system, both of which are central themes in British national identity. From a collector's point of view, the 2002 20p coin is essential for building a complete collection of decimal coinage or a full-year set from the early 2000s. It's also a core piece for collectors of coins featuring the Ian Rank Broadley portrait, which remained in use from 1998 until 2015. This era is popular with collectors who admire its realism and the sense of continuity it brings to the coinage. Enthusiasts who build collections based on themes, such as Queen Elizabeth II through the decades, UK coinage by monarch, or even floral symbols of Britain, often include this coin as an important building block. The Tudor rose on the reverse connects it to many other coins and symbols used in British heraldry and history. Although its individual monetary value may be modest, the 2002 20 pence piece is a part of Britain's living history, used in everyday transactions, passed through millions of hands, and present in pockets, purses, and tills across the nation during a royal milestone year. It's also a durable example of the UK's modern minting capabilities and enduring design aesthetics. For newer collectors, it offers an affordable and meaningful piece of coinage to begin or expand a collection. For more advanced numismatists, it forms part of a broader narrative about Queen Elizabeth II's historic reign and the evolution of British currency. In conclusion, the 2002 Elizabeth II DG Ray GFD 20p coin may seem like a standard piece of small change, but it tells a much larger story. It bridges royal tradition with modern minting. It showcases artistic detail through both obverse and reverse designs, and it carries with it the legacy of a queen who shaped an era. Whether collected for historical interest, design appreciation, or simply for its place in a full date run, the 2002 20p coin is a small yet powerful piece of the United Kingdom's coinage heritage. Would you like this adapted into a voiceover script format with pacing notes, or paired with visuals like a coin layout diagram or value chart? Here is a long-form, in-depth explanation of the 2003 Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 20 pence coin, ideal for a 10-minute voiceover or documentary-style video. This paragraph format content is packed with historical, design, and collector information. The 2003 Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 20 pence coin stands as a significant entry in the modern history of British currency, not because of its rarity, but because it represents a key period in the reign of Queen Elizabeth II and reflects the enduring stability of Britain's decimal coinage system. This 20 pence piece was part of the UK's standard circulating coins at the time, struck by the Royal Mint in the early 21st century. The obverse of the coin features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, a sculptor whose portrayal of the monarch marked a deliberate shift towards realism and maturity. This portrait, introduced in 1998, replaced the more idealized Makhlouf effigy and emphasized the Queen's age and dignity, as she wore the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a familiar element of her public image. Encircling the Queen's head are the Latin inscriptions, Elizabeth II de Gregfed 2003, which translate as Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, continuing a tradition that dates back centuries, deeply rooted in monarchical and religious symbolism. The reverse design of the 2003 20p coin remained unchanged from its original debut in 1982. Created by William Gardner, the design features a striking crowned Tudor rose, a powerful symbol of unity and peace following the War of the Roses in the 15th century. The crown above the rose represents the monarchy, while the rose itself is a fusion of the red rose of Lancaster and the white rose of York. Above this floral emblem in a graceful arc is the inscription 20 pence, with the numerals 20 displayed below the rose. This elegant, clean layout is framed within the coin's distinctive equilateral curve heptagon shape, a seven-sided design that's both functional and aesthetic. It allows the coin to be easily distinguishable by touch, a feature appreciated for both accessibility and practical daily use. The 2003 20p was struck in cupro-nickel, an alloy composed of 84% copper and 16% nickel. It weighs 5.0 grams, has a diameter of 21.4 mm, and a thickness of around 1.7. Like other coins of its denomination and era, it was produced at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales, which had by then firmly established itself as one of the world's most technologically advanced mints. While the precise mintage figure for the 2003 20p is not always publicly itemized, it's known that millions were produced for general circulation. As such, the coin is not considered rare, and examples can still be found in everyday change across the UK. However, collectors seek pristine specimens, especially uncirculated, brilliant uncirculated, BU, or proof strike examples, which are often included in Royal Mint annual sets. Numismatically, the 2003 20 pence may not command high premiums in circulated form, but its value lies in condition and presentation. A standard circulated piece is typically worth face value, but a flawless BU coin can fetch $1 to $3, especially if kept in its original packaging. A proof version, found only in collector sets, might be worth more, $5 to $10 or higher depending on condition and market demand. Coins that are certified by professional grading services like NGC or PCGS and achieve a high mint state grade, such as MS65 or above, can demand a premium, though these are most often sought by advanced collectors completing date runs or registry sets. One of the key points of discussion surrounding 20p coins in general is the infamous 2008 undated mule error, where a new obverse was paired with an old reverse, resulting in a coin without a date, an extremely rare and valuable minting mistake. While this doesn't involve the 2003 issue directly, it highlights the importance of examining 20p coins closely for anomalies. That said, the 2003 version itself has no widely known minting errors associated with it, though some collectors still inspect these coins for lesser-known strike flaws, such as die cracks, off-center strikes, or cud marks. Any such errors, particularly in an uncirculated example, could increase the coin's desirability and value significantly. The broader historical context of the 2003 20p adds further interest. In that year, Queen Elizabeth II marked over 50 years on the throne, and Britain was undergoing social and technological changes that shaped the new millennium. The internet was becoming more widespread. Mobile phones were evolving rapidly, and the UK was navigating its relationship with Europe under the leadership of Prime Minister Tony Blair. The 20p coin, while small and often overlooked, was a constant part of everyday life, used in vending machines, parking meters, and public transport, making it a silent witness to the country's ongoing evolution. For collectors today, the 2003 Elizabeth II 20p coin is an accessible yet historically rich piece. It fits comfortably into various collecting themes: decimal coinage, Queen Elizabeth II portraits, early 2000s coinage, or even themed albums like floral designs or coins featuring the Tudor rose. The coin is especially meaningful to those who seek to build complete collections of the Queen's reign, now that her historic 70-year rule has concluded with her passing in 2022. This has created a renewed interest in coins from all stages of her monarchy, including more modern issues like the 2003 20 pence. In conclusion, while the 2003 Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 20 pence coin may not carry extreme monetary value in the numismatic market, it represents an important period in modern British history and royal continuity. With its regal designs, precise minting, and cultural relevance, it remains a desirable addition for both casual collectors and those assembling comprehensive British decimal coin collections. Whether held in a folder, displayed in a slab, or found in a forgotten coin jar, this coin continues to speak volumes about Britain's heritage, coinage tradition, and the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. Would you like me to adapt this into a YouTube narration format or include visuals like a coin diagram or collector value chart?